Chuggalos, welcome back to day 7 of the 2025 Brew Crew Podcast Advent Calendar in conjunction with our friends from the Barrel House. And boy, yesterday we talked about riding the waves, the crescendo of the highs, and going down. Today it's going to be more of an alcohol-themed one because we go from a 14.2% with that masthead life cycles to a 4.2% ordinary bitter from Dutchess ales called Auspice. So 14.2 all the way down to a 4.2. We're losing a 10 ABV between two beers. It's crazy to think about that. Lima Charlie, Gus, on glassware. I'm going to go into an extensive glassware, or at least on this side. But I actually have a lot of relics that come from England that are bitter related, and they're my bar mats that I use every time we do the podcast. There's one. So this is, and then we'll go into it. Here's another. I've got 4 of these. This is great content, by the way. Foster's, look at that. And these are bar mats that I received, genuine bar mats. These from a friend that served over in Molesworth during the late 1980s. And he's like, hey, I'm just going to throw these out. And I go, oh, no, I'm going to take it. And this is one of my favorite ones. The Huntsman Ales. Awesome. One day I hope to get some of these beers. But anyways, we're going to go with the crack because I'm excited. And it comes in a pint can because quantity on a Sunday is always appreciated. So I'm going to go way over here so I don't get it over there. 3, 2, 1. I love that everyone is counting down by themselves. Usually we do that to synchronize, but everyone's doing it by themselves. It's fantastic. So there's 2 different glassware that's acceptable to drink a bitter in. I don't have a Becker, but I do have a Stein. So a Stein is a proper, so I will be drinking out of a Stein. This comes from Brewing Project, and this was a gift from my best friend, Chuggalo Mikey. But so everyone can see and go into the beer science, I was like, you know what? I've got something close to a Becker. So I do have a Tulip pint glass, and we'll just go. I'm expecting really pale. Look at that. Pouring it like a complete a-hole. I can learn. Teach me on glassware. I'm just a really practical guy. And what does that mean? I just don't like dirtying glassware. Sorry about the fresh, crisp. I'm just going to pop that off for a second. Let's go. We'll turn that off. We'll go into the scores just for a second. All right. So we'll turn off the webcam. So yesterday, missed it a couple, but it's Saturday. Everyone's busy. It's the holidays. I'm going to go with the first sip. That is really clean. I will say going into this, I'm not a fan of bitters. I would put them in my lower tier of beers, but let's talk about life cycles. What a delight that beer was. The barrel-aged barley wine, 4.25 for JT. Perfect score from myself. Mikey gave it a 4. Kate with a 1. That bitter beer face is fantastic. Sethicus has yet to chime in. Gimmick Gus with a 5. Better Matt with a 4.5, given that masthead bump. Stev with a 4.25. With Stev's video, if you turn your volume all the way up, you can get him a little bit. He must have turned down the gain a little bit. Haven't heard from Svil. Chunkle with a 2. Very polarizing beer, that masthead. 2.5 from Corey Dory. Chuggalo Tox with a 3. Nothing from Don and Aaron yet. Bobby with a 0.5. A great short. If you're not seeing Bobby's, just skew your search to shorts and you'll see Bobby with a 0.5. And he was wondering if he could go even lower. Yes, Bobby, you could go to a 0.25. And Chuggalo Pete with a 4.5, and Papa KK, Papa Kyle, Secret Squirrel Stash is still catching up. All right, let's go back to this. Again, when it comes out, I'm not getting that much head. Look at that. Lacing, all that. Excellent. All right. Crisp, clean. Malty. I'll be corrected on that, and that's completely fine. That's what we're here for. All right. I'll drink the proper beer stein. Grade my glassware, Gus. Look at that. I'm even going to pour it so the head keeps. Look at that. Fantastic. like Harry Potter drinking pumpkin. What do they drink in? There we go. That's great camera work. All right. So I got my glassware on game. Again, teach me. Lessons to be learned here. The one takeaway for me yesterday was it almost sounded like a eulogy for American barley wines. I didn't know that Anchor did it was brought up in Gus's video. I didn't know that Anchor, because I don't care for Commons. That's my least favorite beer, right down there with anything that's red, is Commons. And I didn't know that Anchor had a American barley wine. Also, out shout to all of you. We're at 169 subscribers. We're 7 days into this, and we've already gained 10 subscribers. So that's awesome. Out shout to all of you that are joining in, tuning in, commenting, supporting us, talking about it, hopefully with friends, family, and loved ones. Thank you. Out shout to you guys. It's growing on me. I was looking forward to it because it's another day of the calendar. I wasn't looking forward to it because it's a bitter. This is a departure. I don't know if I'd be able to pick this out of a lineup and say, man, that's a bitter, because this is a tasty bitter. All right, let's go and see what Chuggalo Kate has to say. Chuggalo Kate, take it away.
Okay, today we have Auspice Ordinary Bitter. Ordinary doesn't sound good coming off the tongue. Who wants to be ordinary? But let's see.
I'd take ordinary some days. Is that a proper beer glass? At least she's smelling it, right?
Oh, that's nice. It's crisp. It's good. If I'm gonna dip anything, we had funnel cakes this morning, so.
Funnel cakes. Just like the British intended. Funnel cakes and.
I like this one. I give it probably, it's a solid 3. Okay, today.
Did she say it's 3.5?
Ordinary.
Let's go back to it. 3.75. Okay, once you look at it. All right, Kate. Thanks for the 3.75. Let me document that 3.75. Always the first to score. I like that. All right. I'm glad this comes in a pint can. That's the best attribute I can say about this. And let's go check out the website review. There, I was doing my glass research. Ouch out. Thank you guys for telling me. So the one nice thing about this website, and you can find out more at dutchessales.com, is when you click about, like I'm going to do right now, boom, auto scrolls all the way down. It's all like a single page. Dutchess Ales began as with the goal of simply creating pure, nuanced, and balanced ales in the British tradition here in the U.S. That's, claim to be something and follow through. That's what I say. Over time, we naturally evolved to brew the international lagers we love with the aim of old world purity and balance. We hope that you find them a refreshing joy to drink and the highest quality. And their customer, look at that. They do really well on coasts, not really well in the Midwest. And their pub guide, Dutchess Ales. That's awesome. And like I said, I love that they have all of their beers. And Auspice is another dive into the purity and timeless pleasure of a well-made bitter. Auspice is an ode to sunny ales of southern UK, with a luminous golden hue and a bursting aromas of spring blossom and orchard fruit. A refreshing, clean, and delicate ale that delivers deep rewards to those who prize a good session. Session, because it's that lower ABV, I get the refreshing, clean, and delicate. There's not much you could dip into this and keep that subtlety, and we'll drop off. The one thing, as I look down into the stein, look at how that head just persists. That's kind of from pouring it aggressively in my beer stein, but it just persists. That carbonation just exudes like dominance in the glass. Man, what am I thinking about this? It's not my jam, but I think it's really well done. So then this goes into the scoring thing that we've talked about, not 6-7. But do you reward it for being highly executed at what it is, or do you score it for the pleasure that you take from it? And that's always my personal struggle that I have between the two camps in my mind. Off the top rope, I want to remember this one and be like, this is a complete departure from something I would normally drink, but I think I would drink it again. Off the top rope, I'm at a 3.5. And should it be heralded as an exceptional beer at what it is? Absolutely. The nice thing about it is it completely upends other things that we've been drinking. Like, it's the only bitter I think that we have during the calendar. I think it should be represented, especially as we widen our distribution on the calendar. We've got 24 individuals. There's going to be somebody that this beer appeals to that normally wouldn't buy a bitter because they're stuck in their 10 and 2, their safety area, and what they enjoy to drink. If anything, I hope that this opens somebody's eyes and goes, you know what, this is truly a tasty beverage. I believe it's a tasty beverage. I am surprised that I like it as much as I do, and I'm very comfortable at that 3.5. That's it for Sunday Fun Day. Cheers.